I've been having a hard time with expression recently. Probably because things that I want to express are highly personal. And typically that's not a problem for me if it just involves me. But it doesn't just involve me. And so I want to talk about what I want to talk about, and it's just expression. It's just, you know, but it involves other people, and I have I've really tried to respect the privacy of other people. It's not like I have a big audience here, right? Who else is gonna see this? Less than 20 people will see this. No one who knows anybody in my personal physical sphere. Fuck it, I don't have to post this. Maybe I just record, I just say what I feel. And I was just expressing this to my wife. This is not like it hasn't been said at all. Life circumstances are challenging. And I'm not angry with life. In fact, I'm grateful for the clarity that these kinds of things provide. I am. And I appreciate feeling the potency of the energy that is within me right now. And it is helping me tap into grief that has been disallowed, that is real, that is present, and anger that has been disallowed. And I am grateful for all of that, and nothing is going wrong. Nothing is going wrong. This is all in alignment. This is all safe and not inappropriate. All of this experience. So nobody is in the wrong. Nobody has done wrong. Everything everyone feels is valid. And it's useless to point the finger. Right? I understand that too. The reality is anger. Anger doesn't have to be directed. I feel anger. It doesn't have to be towards someone or something. Although there is anger that is felt, that is being triggered by this experience. And that experience is with an individual. And that experience is also with the system. Social, political, capital system in which we currently find ourselves. And there is all kinds of stuff that could be said. I could go through anger and disgust and depression. Ultimately, it's hurt. Ultimately, it's grief. Ultimately, living within this system hurts, right? It hurts, and it hurts everyone. I know that. It is collective. It's a collective hurt. Every one of us individually is grieving what we have created, what has been created, what we have chosen to do that isn't necessary, that isn't required. We're sad. There's a sadness in recognizing what we've been doing all this time that we didn't need to do. All of this suffering that we've created that's been for nothing. And I mean, yes, we're awakening. And so it's not for nothing that the awakening is happening, but I'm not also gonna give more credit than is due. I'm not mad at suffering, but awakening was always gonna happen. Awakening was always gonna happen. Awakening is a part of what life does, what consciousness does. Awareness becomes more of itself, right? It becomes more aware. I don't think the suffering was necessary. I truly don't. But it happened. I mean, there's no use bemoaning it at this point. It happened. I just think there's a very real grief that all of us are experiencing individually and collectively, and recognizing, coming to terms with the reality that all of the suffering that we've created really wasn't necessary. There is grief to be felt over that. There is. I don't want to deny that. I think it would be foolish to deny that. Again, it happened. It is what it is. Nothing has gone wrong. But a part of taking ownership and responsibility for our power to feel what we choose to feel, our power to be who we are, what we are, that we are, is acknowledging that actually suffering isn't necessary for that. It isn't. It happened, and that's okay. That's okay. Violence happened, and that's okay. But we didn't like it. We don't like it. And we didn't need it. It didn't need to happen. We didn't need to cut the baby in half. Those moms could have co-parented. They could have just both loved the baby. Just all of the needless shit, the needless pain that we've caused. It's time to grieve that. Suffering has never been required. It happened, and that's okay. And guess what? We awakened. And maybe it helped. It didn't hinder us. It really didn't matter. It really didn't affect what was already always there, right? Awareness. I truly feel that something we are coming online to is the reality that suffering is not necessary. There are other ways to build tension. There are other ways to build up. If you want to build up energy, there are other ways to do it. Ways that feel good. The torture doesn't have to be excruciating. It could be delicious. The apprehension doesn't have to be miserable and filled with worry, anxiety. It could be excited. It could be expectant. It could be a joyful apprehension. The tension could be exquisite instead of torturous. Suffering was never necessary. We're learning. Again, nothing's gone wrong. We're learning here, no mistakes. But there's a reality to grieving this. All this time, the suffering, the violence, the pain, we didn't need it. It's not necessary. It's not required for anything. For awareness, for expansion, for joy, for meaning. We didn't need it. Millions of years. Thousands upon thousands of acute human suffering. Millions of years. And who's to say? I don't know. suffering becomes more acute the more aware we are of it. So there's that. I think it happens kind of naturally when we're not paying attention. But the moment we start paying attention is the moment that it can cease. And instead of that, we've dragged it around with us for another, couple of millennia. And that's fine too. It just wasn't necessary. And we can feel the reality of that hurt, of that grief. There's humor in it. It's not all, this isn't bad news. In fact, it's fabulous news. It's great news. Suffering isn't required. Violence isn't necessary. We can let all of that shit go now. But the laughter and the crying are both joy and sorrow. There's real grief here in realizing and coming to terms with everything that we've done. And that it did suck. And we did hate it. And we didn't have to do it. We didn't have to kill and maim and rape and destroy in order to learn and grow and have satisfaction and peace. We didn't have to do that. It happened. And here we are, unprecedented times, actually awake, actually aware of this. That all of the violence has been unnecessary. This is a death. It's a final death. A final death and a final birth. A final death of this old way of being, of experiencing, that we're done with now. That's it. No more. Let it go. It was never needed. It's okay. Everything is perfect. Everything is good. Nothing has gone wrong. In fact, we're standing on this precipice of new realization, emergence into the reality of ourself. The true, eternal being. Living, conscious, feeling. Without cause, realizing that we never needed a reason. You can be the reason. You can be the source. You can just be. You don't need an explanation, a rationalization, a justification. You can be the miracle that you are. You can let everything be that. You never needed to fight for it, to scrap, to suffer. You never needed to diminish others to feel your own brightness. You didn't need an excuse to feel good, to feel loved, to experience security, well-being, satisfaction, connection. We never needed an excuse. We never needed a cause. All of that is made up. It's reality shattering. it's perspective shattering. And so this false reality, this old perspective in this old world that we had lived in, that we had built, is dissolving. It is dying. It is being destroyed. And this system that I had so much rage towards, that I still feel grief within, that grief is now intermingled with the grief of the awareness that not only was it never necessary, it is dying. And I feel grief for all of that. And at the same time that I feel the grief of the tension of the situation that I'm in presently, I also feel grief in the recognition that that's disappearing. That situation is dissolving, that person who felt those things, who felt so trapped, isn't me. That identity is dying. And this time the death will be final. When it goes, when it truly goes, and it is, that's it. No more crawling back into that shell. That shell will be gone. And there is a real sense of trepidation and sadness there. The same way you feel at the precipice of anything. Leaving one grade of school, moving into the next, graduating into college, moving up from that, moving to a new job, a new whatever it is, recognizing that there's no going back. That which is being left behind. Even though you are happy to be moving forward, even though you don't want to stay where you were, there's still a grieving for the passing of that. There's a relief also. It's mixed together again. It's not one thing, but the tears of grief and the tears of laughter, they're streaming at the same time. And in all of that, there's this, I can't believe that I stayed in that for so long. I didn't have to. I didn't have to do that. I put myself and I put others and I put this world through so much that I didn't have to. It's time to face that. It's not a shame. It's not a blame. Everything is okay. Again, it's a relief. It's just the relief and the grief intermingled. In recognizing, realizing, really, that all of the pain wasn't required. It was never required. We made that up. It was a misunderstanding. We could have arrived here without all of that. But we didn't. It's okay. We're here either way. We're here now. We're here now. time of suffering is done. The echoes of it, it's still here, and the world that it created is still actively dissolving. And so it lingers, it's lingering. But it is dying. And we are free now. Free as we've always been. But free right now. To let it go. To just let it go. To stop trying. To let it pass. And to let anger arise and sadness arise, and let the hurt be felt. Just let it hurt, and let the tears fall, and feel the freedom of that, the release of that. It's freeing to just hurt openly. Yeah, take a deep breath. It's done now. It's finished. I guess that's all I got. Thank you for being. Thank you for observing this transition. Thank you for being here, feeling this monumental, collective revelation of life. Realizing we never needed a reason. We did not need a reason. And we can let go now of the suffering, of the struggling, the pain, all of that trying to make something worth something, to prove, to explain, to demonstrate why. All of the reason building. We didn't need to do it. We never needed a reason to be and to let the security and the satisfaction emanate, radiate, to let joy be. Didn't need a reason. Let everything desired be. We can just let it. I love you. Take it easy.